Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. This is going to be a pretty quick one today. This is just something I've been thinking about and I really need to get out there, so bear with me. So basically, I love Death Note. I first got into Death Note in like 3rd grade, but I really got into it last year. And obviously L is one of my favorite characters of all time. He shot like right up to the top 5 at the beginning of last year, but there are two major narrative problems that I have with Death Note as a whole. One of them I've seen brought up a whole lot, especially recently, and the other one I actually haven't, which I find really surprising. So the first one is the one that is more, I guess, obvious and that more people have talked about, which is how the justice system isn't just like a perfect thing where everyone goes to jail as a criminal and everyone that doesn't isn't. And that's sort of what Light decides to think throughout the entire series, and both the manga and the show just let him get away with that. He completely disregards the fact that not only would there be tons of people wrongly convicted, tons of people given harsher sentences than they needed to, and not only that, like, sometimes people do crimes for a variety of reasons besides just, like, being an evil person, but that, especially in a place like America, where he apparently has killed tons and tons of people, that there are, like, specifically systemic problems in the American judicial system that cause black men to be arrested and incarcerated at a much higher rate than anybody else. And I just wonder how nobody thought about that. Everybody let him get away with that, specifically in universe. I don't know too much about the Japanese judicial system, and so I don't know how much the author knows about the differences that occur in Western countries, but that's something that's always really irked me, that they just sort of have allowed Light to basically get away with probably killing tons and tons of innocent people just because apparently a guilty sentence in Japan means that you're completely guilty and there's no doubt about it. And I just wonder narratively where that could have gone, you know, what protests would have looked like against Kira as he's sort of this like martial law guy. Would he be seen as racist in some circles? What would families of wrongly convicted people think? How would they speak out? How would this cause the Japanese police force or various other judicial systems to look at the ways that they're treating their criminals or treating people who are perceived as criminals? And how would that affect a variety of the schemes that L pulls with prisoners, as well as Light? But the other thing that I've thought about since I watched it for the first time that I'm surprised I have never seen anybody else say is, how did Light not have to kill anyone with his bare hands? Is the fact that Light only killed people with the notebook. And it really surprises me that his character was never challenged with having to kill someone without the notebook. I feel like that would be kind of a perfect setup for an episode or a chapter or whatever, that Light doesn't have access to a notebook and he needs someone dead. And it would go to show, like, is he that far gone or not? And specifically, like, how does he deal with the consequences of his actions when they're not separated by just writing a name with pen and paper? You know, does he fully understand the gravity of his actions, and how would that change when he has to straight up fucking kill somebody? And he says that he would kill, I'll find the quote, but he says that he would kill L with his bare hands if he has to.
There'll be no point keeping you alive. Then I'll kill you with my hands if I have to.
So if that's the case, why does he never have to? Why does he never have to do that with anybody? And what would that have looked like? Like, would he have said no? Or would he have done it? I'll think about some situations where it would have been interesting for him to have to attempt to do that without the notebook, but I can't think of any offhand. But even if it's not quote unquote with his bare hands, I'm just really surprised that nobody thought of that. You know, it would go to show how much of a mastermind he is, or how much of a crazy person he is, or fundamentally, if he wasn't able to, how much of a little tiny child he was and is, and how little he understood of what he was actually doing while he was doing it. All right, and that's it. This one was really short, actually, way shorter than I was expecting, but those are just those two things that, as you can tell, I just needed to just get out there. And please let me know what you guys think in the comments. And genuinely, it's embarrassing to say this, but if anybody has fanfic recommendations where either of these things actually happen, I would love to hear them, because I will never get tired of extra Death Note content. But yeah, this was a new thing. I didn't even have any notes with me. I just completely raw dogged this. So if you enjoy me just literally spouting nonsense with nothing to back me up, then please let me know. And make sure that you like and subscribe so that you can see the next time that I make a horrible voice crack like I just did. All right, bye.